me see.
It should be live. Well, yeah, no. Jay-Z, Yo Gotti playing. Okay, yeah, that's what it is, right?
All right, bro. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Building Better Blackness. I am Angela Buckner and I am going to do better. Want to ask that you do go get a friend, tune in. I'll give you a second just to do that. And Building Better Blackness will be coming at you every Monday night at about 10 o'clock p.m. I say at about 10 o'clock p.m. because, you know, some of the time I have to get some help from my friend out in the Carolinas named Tyrone. I'm new to this. Now, I'm not new to journalism, though. Okay, so, and Building Better Blackness was a show that started out on TRS, Talk Real Solutions, with Tyrone and his crew over there. And I'm doing my show tonight because on a Monday night, I won't be able to come on and stream live with you guys. So what we're going to do is just a follow-up or a part 2 to the inmates here in Mississippi who have been going live and telling the world about the conditions they are living in. Again, Angela Buckner here. I am your host to Building Better Blackness. And we're going to be discussing hot topics and encouraging the black community. I want to ask that you subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button. If you have topics that you think you want to be discussed, let us know. Inboxes. Leave a comment. Let us know where you're from. Hey, we've interviewed some of the best people to ever do it in the business. You name it. Just go down the videos. I don't have to tell you who all we have interviewed, but we've been here 10 years, okay? Now, I'm new to going live on YouTube, of course, because for the most part, I've been building on the Facebook side. So what I did was I shut down my Facebook completely. Right? And I said, what I'm going to do is just start building my YouTube channel. I just want to build my YouTube channel from scratch. The most videos that I have out there right now is from a wrestler called Pork Chop Cash. And a lot of people, his interview resonated with a lot of people. And they leave comments. They watch it over and over and over. But yeah, hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see, tell somebody, okay? Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. And again, our focus tonight will be on a part 2 of the prison inmates, where we're going to be talking about the 8th Amendment and how it protects inmates, even though they may be considered property of the state. Check this out. They do have a right to be treated properly. No one should ever have to succumb to inhumane conditions. So when you go into the prison system, right, you go in to be rehabilitated. You're going to pay your debt to society, and you come out, ready to start all over again, ready to start fresh. So how is it that you can start fresh if you're treated like, allegedly treated like an animal, right? So now what we have is Z and Yo Gotti. They are actually talking about suing the state of Mississippi, and they have already put the governor on notice, okay? And they're saying if they do not look at prison reform and make something happen soon, they will bring a major lawsuit against the state of Mississippi. Now, there are a lot of people out there who are saying, why would Jay-Z care about what's going on in Mississippi? I've seen the comments. I've even talked to some people. But hey, why shouldn't Jay-Z care? He's in a position now where he can actually help. But my question is, what are you going to do with the funds, right? What are you and Yo Gotti going to do with the funds once or if they carry out this particular lawsuit that is, geared towards aiding and helping these inmates? A lot of people are concerned, because they say, hey, these are celebrities in their own right. Why would they step up and say something? But as we all know, we have members in our families, members who have actually served time. And, I can't say it enough. When you have a person who is incarcerated, they're not doing this alone. They have family who back them, who support them, who are waiting, anticipating their release date. So you have an entire family who is actually looking for their loved ones to return. So what has happened recently, for those who don't know, who probably just joined in, you have recently we've had 5 people to die in Parchman, which is a state penitentiary here in Sunflower County in Mississippi. And just recently another one was said to have died of natural causes in a nearby hospital. A lot of people are kind of skeptical and questioning that death of that young man. He was, I think, 42 years old. And I do understand that we do have individuals who are incarcerated who suffer from illnesses that pre-exist their sentencing, right? So what I'm trying to do right now is encourage our people who may want to join in and probably put a little pressure on the state of Mississippi, and use whatever type of influence you do have, whether it be your social media page or just holding a sign in front of the governor's mansion. Hey, whatever type of influence you have, let's step it up and use it, because hey, these are strong allegations we're talking about, and it has made national news. Okay, and for Jay-Z and Yo Gotti, I believe he's from down south. If I'm not mistaken, he's from Tennessee. I will check that briefly. But just as a human, man, you should be concerned about these allegations. And if you're not, hey, get involved. At least try to muster up some type of concern to get involved with what's going on. Yes, Yo Gotti is from Memphis, Tennessee, and from Sunflower County, Memphis, from where I live, is about 2 hours. So yes, he would definitely be impacted by this because he is a Southerner. And for some of you all who may say, well, he on now and this, that, and the third, but give the man an opportunity to show you what he can do. He has influence on his platform, on his level. You have influence on your level. I don't know how many people you can touch or influence, but take this opportunity to do something to encourage your black community to build better blackness. And I always say we can't possibly love someone else until we learn to love ourselves first, right? So with that being said, I always feel like, and my philosophy is, there's only one race, and that's the human race. Let's get our race together first, though, okay? On January the 11th, a major storm came through, sweeping through the state of Mississippi. I know friends of mine who were impacted in Texas. They had a lot of hailstorms and everything. Well, we had power outages. And speaking on those inmates in Sunflower County, right? They were working off of generators. Now, from what I understand, from what I researched, the governor is getting ready to cut $2.5 million from the prisons. Now, and this is in the wake of everybody finding out about these allegations. Come on now. So, on January the 10th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there were representatives from the House who went in to Parchman to see what was actually going on. And they gave a description of being, they were saying that they were actually disturbed by what they saw. They are calling for the governor to do something right away. And from what I researched, and I said this on my part 1 of my show, that, you have offenders in there who are actually non-violent offenders. You have some who are eligible for parole, but because there is a minimum that needs to be met, a mandatory minimum that needs to be met before they are released, they are not able to get out of prison early. So these representatives got together. It was about 8 of them, if I'm not mistaken. And one whom I went to school with, Otis Anthony, he was one to go to Parchman and to see some of the things that were happening there. And the description that they gave was very disturbing. And, even though they have committed a crime, everybody is not telling the same lie. Something is actually going on here and needs to be done. And I believe what my representative Otis Anthony said. I have no reason to doubt that what he saw was disturbing, shocking for an inmate. And if you are watching here on YouTube, there is a picture here of Mississippi State Penitentiary, Parchman, in the county I grew up in, Sunflower County. Okay, so there is reason for America to wake up I remember watching a documentary with my sons just recently on Angola. And that's a prison that Lil Boosie was locked up in Louisiana, right? But this prison here makes Angola looks like a sanctuary. It pales in comparison to Angola. Because at least at Angola, they have sports. They have rodeo. They have football. You name it. The inmates are involved in something, right? But here, what we're seeing, it is so shocking. There is actually a video out there where you see an inmate being burned alive. There are videos out there where you can hear inmates who allegedly stabbed another inmate saying, "Oh, he's still breathing. You're going to have to cut his neck." There are pictures out there of food that has been served to the inmates. Sometimes just a slice of bologna with a dab of mustard. Do we have a right to be concerned? Some would say no. You have some who say, oh, they're getting exactly what they deserve to get, right? They're criminals. Well, I can't tell you how to feel. That's not up to me. You know exactly how you feel, but there's a certain thing called the Constitution, right? And under the Constitution, there's this amendment, right? And as my brother, my broadcasting brother Tyrone brought up on the first show, and again, this is part 2 of the show. The 8th Amendment ends all forms of cruel and unusual punishment. And if these allegations are true, these strong allegations, if they are indeed true, factual information, and the representatives who went to actually pay a visit in wake of everything that has happened, these inmates are indeed living under cruel and unusual punishment. This condition is forbidden by our Constitution. And I know you say, hey, they deserve everything they get. But come on, let's listen here. You have people who are locked up for child support who couldn't possibly get a job. Not a viable job where they could pay child support, right? And we have brothers out there, uncles and cousins, who may have 5 children who they can't support. And so after year of not being able to keep up with child support, they are locked up. They are incarcerated, right? Non-violent offender. You have someone who is probably locked up for embezzlement, bad checks. Non-violent. These people have not killed anyone. But because there's a law that says, hey, you are wrong, there is a punishment out there to fit this crime. So what the inmates are alleging is that you have inmates who are actually locked up, 5 to a cell, maybe 5 of them, 4, when indeed there's supposed to be 2. These are strong allegations. There's a testimony from a fellow here in Mississippi who gives his encounter of what happened to him in Parchman. You know, my sister lives in Chicago, and she says, hey, don't ever lock me up in Mississippi. And you know, I never understood why she would say something like that. And she's older than I am. She's my older sister. She said, I have heard the stories of Mississippi. And it wasn't until now, 2020, and she said that several years ago. Don't ever lock me up in Mississippi. Come get me if I get locked up in Mississippi. And this is the year 2020, and you would think that the Constitution, which is considered the supreme law of the land, would be followed, right? For the nation to sit up, stand up, take a stand and say, hey, this is wrong. Now, I know these people have done wrong things. However, this should not be going on. The Constitution protects them, and rightfully so. I can see people who possibly want to get rid of the Constitution, possibly. You have a lot of people who are liberal, want to be free, they're free thinkers and things of that magnitude, but the Constitution protects us. You know, I had a brother who worked in that very same prison, and I would tell him from time to time, don't forget, those prisoners have rights. They have rights. And sometimes he would be so upset. I said, maybe that's not the job for you. And I'm here to say this right now. There are strong allegations that the guards gave keys to the inmates in effort for the riot to start. These are strong allegations. I researched the pay that correctional officers get here in the state of Mississippi, and it's peanuts. $24,000, I believe, was like the minimum, if 26. People at McDonald's make more than that. You know, you have to make sure that you are paying your people. And to hear that $2.5 million is about to be cut from the budget, that breaks my heart. But who am I? No one will listen to me. Maybe they will listen to Jay-Z. Maybe it will take someone like Yo Gotti. Black men to step up and say, hey, this is wrong. And if you don't correct it, state of Mississippi, we're going to do something about it. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is Angela Buckner here at Building Better Blackness. We're asking that you take a moment to just subscribe to our channel right down below, the red button. Tell somebody about us. Like us, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us where you're from. Something. Say something. You know, I jokingly said to Tyrone at TRS, Talk Real Solution, go subscribe to Tyrone's channel as well. I recently said to him, I wonder if Jay-Z is listening to your show. I wonder if, because, and I love to partner up with Talk Real Solution with Tyrone, because he has a platform. Man, when Tyrone can be asleep, his people are on. They are active. And guess what? They're from New York. They're from Mississippi, Alabama, you name it, Michigan. They are from some of everywhere. And they are concerned about the black community. And what better platform to partner with than Talk Real Solution with Building Better Blackness, right? Because we want to do better. And you have people, and let me say this. We as black people are emotional, is what we are accused of being, right? But we have our own way of expressing what it is that we feel. And you have some who may use some colorful language or whatnot, but just know that the content and the concern is my concern. I want to know, how do you feel? If you're just tuning in, make sure you subscribe to Building Better Blackness. Subscribe to The Mic Magazine. YouTube channel. Also, going over after here, leaving here, go to Talk Real Solution and subscribe to Tyrone's channel as well. He plays a major part in a lot of what goes on here on this channel. Again, I am new to building my channel up. I have dropped a lot of videos. As a journalist, I have interviewed a lot of people, you name it. Some of them you see on the Breakfast Club, like Dr. Umar Johnson. Videos are down below. Just click on it. Dietrich Haddon, gospel singer. Vivica Fox, down below. Mississippi Girl. I mean, we have a lot of people in our archives who I have spoken with. Adina Howard, I gotta upload that. That's on my Facebook page. But I mean, we are just as credible as anybody else. And I have paid my dues to journalism, and this is actually something that I really love doing. Okay. And if you hear me going live, streaming live, it's because of something that I am truly concerned about. And these inmates, I am truly concerned about. And, you know, some people will say, hey, throw them away. Throw the key. Lock them up, throw away the key. But is that really what we want to do? And then when you find someone like Z and Yo Gotti who said, hey, state of Mississippi, we're going to sue you, you have a lot of pushback, a lot of backlash, a lot of people who are suddenly concerned that Z and Yo Gotti said, hey, if they don't stop this inhumane behavior or conditions that these inmates are living in, I'm going to get my lawyer to step it up and say something to the governor. So from what I understand, a letter has been sent by these two young men who are concerned indeed, and they have a right to be. You know, I must say that I am proud of these young men, because a lot of people look at Mississippi and they laugh, right? They look over little old Mississippi. And this is what I pride myself on. I tell people I am unapologetically Mississippi. I am. And I'm just glad that you have celebrities who have a platform who could be talking about anything else. Paris. Brothers in Paris. But they're not. They're talking about brothers in Mississippi. Come on, somebody. Hey, I'm glad about it. Man, let me tell you something. I've started my journal. I journal now like I used to do. And I journal to the Lord. Not to get all spiritual on you, but I cried. You know, I wrote, I said, Lord, listen, you can do something about it. I can't petition to anybody else. I can only petition to the heavens, right? I was sitting here. Tony Evans' wife passed away. Her name was Lois Evans. If you watch Tony Evans, he's out of Texas. He's a minister who just lost his wife to cancer. And I was looking at my phone, and the song Victory Belongs to Jesus was playing at her service. And so as I was looking down, I saw where Z and Yo Gotti had already had a letter put together to send to Mississippi. Tears just began to run down my eyes, my face. I'm just like, hey, Lord, I just wrote this to you the other day. Lord, I don't know Z. I've only seen Yo Gotti in concert. He's in my magazine as well. You can go down, you know, Yo Gotti is there rapping or whatever, along with 2 phones. I got 2 phones. Yeah. The Gates guy, right? Well, anyway, I said, Lord, I don't know them. Nobody could do this but you. And now people are paying attention. So even if they don't hear it from me, and I still speculate that Z is watching Talk Real Solution, from our first show that we did last Monday. And, you know, jokingly, I said it to Tyrone, man, what if Jay-Z is listening, right? He laughed. He's like, Jay-Z, girl, right? But going back to the serious note, I know this is nothing but the Lord, and a lot of people may not believe what I believe, but hey, in the black community, we believe in something, and most of the times it's Jesus, and that's who I believe in. Man, let me tell you something. For these guys to step up and notice little old Mississippi, that speaks volumes to me. It may not speak volumes to you, but I've been crying out for these brothers, because guess what? I have brothers. Not only that, I have nephews. And not only that, I have sons. Hey, not going to be before you long. I just wanted to say, hey, this is a great thing. It's called when, hey, Hollywood is paying attention now, right? So it was national news. And I was like, okay, national news, it'll blow over after 7 days, right? And I'm quite sure, because see, in journalism, it goes, it comes, it comes, it goes, right? Now, it's staying. And I am so glad about it. You know why? Because this is not journalism as we knew it back in the day. This is super different. And I am just elated. I am just super ecstatic that it's not journalism like it used to be. People are paying attention. Even if it is just Talk Real Solution and the Mike Magazine, Building Better Blackness. I'm just glad that they're paying attention. And I hope that the governor takes this thing seriously. And on that note, Angela Buckner here, signing off. And we want to ask that you do tune in to Building Better Blackness, where we will be having hot topics. Okay? We're going to be discussing these hot topics. Grab a friend, tune in every Monday night. Building Better Blackness. Encouraging our black community to do better. My name is Angela Buckner. My co-host is Dennis Buckner. He's not here tonight. But guess what? We're going to try to get him here next week. And we're probably going to be talking about relationships. So, next Monday, be sure to grab a friend, tune in. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Share, inbox it. Send it to your friend in the message, okay? Find a way to send this out. Alright, so again, Angela Simpson here. Angela Buckner here. Simpson is my maiden name. My husband would have a fit if he heard me say that. But what we want to do is ask you to tune in on every Monday night and do subscribe. And we're out.